there, it's Caroline from Crafty Carly's Creations. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator and I am based in Falkirk in central Scotland, and I've come on tonight just to do a nice wee easy project because I've been absent for a wee while from YouTube because I've been away on holiday, and I got back last Sunday, and it's taken me all week just to try and get on top of things. And on a Sunday night I usually do boring things like maybe stand and iron or sit and watch a film or something, but it's too warm in the house tonight, so I thought I would come out here into the cabin and have the windows and doors open and just sit out here in the garden and do a wee bit of crafting and just calm down and get ready to face yet another week. So the card I'm going to make is this. It is dead easy, and it's just something that I've been playing about with tonight just to see if I can get it to work. So it's just one sheet of card, a couple of folds, and then some nice DSP. And as I'm sure most of you are aware, there's a DSP sale on and it ends tonight. So if you haven't put in an order for the DSP that you're after, much of the DSP that is in the annual catalogue has 15% off, and that 15% ends tonight. So if you haven't put your order in, get in touch with your demonstrator or get in touch with me, or go on to the Stampin' Up website and put your order in, because 15% is not to be sniffed at. So anyway, this is a wee card, just something dead simple, dead easy, and it would fit nicely into a normal kind of a C3 envelope. I don't know what it's called, but a normal sized card envelope. So there you go. So we start off with a piece of card. I'm going to use this, which is Highland Heather. Yes, Highland Heather. And we'll use that as our base for this one. Now let's see if I can remember the measurements that I did for the last one, because I tried it a couple of times with different measurements. The one thing I will say is that one that I did earlier, I made these bits slightly wider and it stood up a bit better. This one's a bit wibbly, so perhaps be a good idea just to adjust my measurements ever so slightly. And I've got them written down on an old piece of paper here. They're as clear as mud to me, they really are. So we start off with a piece of card, and it needs to be, let's see how wide we're going to have it. I'm going to have, right, so that's going to be fine. I'm going to have a score at 1.5. And then I'm going to have another score at 2.5. Then I'm going to have another score at 3.5, 4.5. Then another score at 5.5. And then another score at 7. Well, at 7, it's actually not a score, it's 7. That's where we cut it off. And then we want to make the card about 6.25. Just right on the edge of that scoreboard, on that side. And that is your card. That is how easy this is. It could not be any easier. And then what we have to do is we have to do a wee bit of folding. So I've got rid of that scoreboard. Get rid of that. Get a bone folder. So that bit gets folded like so. And this bit goes the other way. Like so. And then this bit goes the other way. It's all back and forth on itself. And this bit goes like that. Okay. And I think that is gonna, yeah, that's gonna stand up a lot better, isn't it? Just having that wee bit. So I've got a piece of card that is 7 inches wide by 6.25, and then you've scored it at 1.5, at 2.5, at 4.5, 5.5, and then that takes you to year 7. So you have got 2 pieces here that are 1.5 inches in width, and this one here is 2 inches in width, and then these 2 are 1 inch in width. Now in this card, because it was only ½ an inch that I had left here, I didn't put any DSP on it, but I might put some DSP on that one. And I've got the leftovers from this, so I'm going to use this for some of it. Like I'll probably use it for the centre piece because I really like that. And then I think what I'm going to do, bear with me a second, is maybe use some of this. I've still got this left over, and I know that some of you may have this and some of you may not have this. This was the paper that we had. Doesn't really go with that though, does it? Okay. Right, okay. Talk amongst yourself for a second. I will try something else. It won't work. If I can find it. I've gone away for East holiday and I've come back. Nobody has been in the craft room, but it just feels like there have been. Oh, no, here Jessie. He is now. She is now 20. That would work. Jessie is now 21 weeks old, and she was away on holiday with us. The other 2 dogs that I have, I've got 2 Labradoodles as well. They stayed with my cousin and his wife. They have a dog kennels in Annan, so if any of you are close to Annan, we're not, we're in Falkirk, but obviously because they're family I took the dogs down there, and I wouldn't leave my dogs with anybody who wasn't family. Normally they're left with my ex-husband or one of my kids or something, but this time we decided that we would try them in a kennels, and I have to say they've had a ball of a time. So if you are looking for kennels, I couldn't recommend them highly enough. She calls herself the Crazy Animal Lady, and she's in a farm called Jockstown in Annan. So seriously, if you're needing a kennel, there you go, there's a good recommendation for Angela and John. I think they had a better time than we did, but we had Pup on holiday with us. So this is, I'm going to make this 1 3/8 wide, and these are for the 2 outside bits I'm going to do with this DSP. I'm just using stuff up here. 1 2 3/8. So that's brilliant. That's for both of them. So they can go there and there. And then get that out the way. And I'll get the other bit. So yeah, Jessie's doing well. She's doing well with her training, going along. We had guide dogs out to see us just before we went on holiday, just to have a wee check up on her and see how she was doing, and they were more than happy with her lead walking and everything else about her. She's a wee madam though, absolute little madam. She thinks she's in charge. So the middle bit is 2, so I'm going to do 1 and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I just want to double check that these are all going to be the same length. Yes, they are. So they are about 6 inches, which is just perfect. And then the other side of this is that nice purple colour, and I'm going to do 7/8. I'm going to do it this way, in fact, because it's going to work better. Still got my holiday nails, see? A few chips, but you shouldn't be able to see them from the distance that you are away, so so it's as if I'm making the effort. So yeah, we were down in sunny Loughborough. My sister lives down there, so we stayed in a beautiful little cottage in Quorn. Again, shout out to Paul and his wonderful cottage. It was in Wood Lane in Quorn, and it was an Airbnb, so if anybody wants to stay around about Loughborough, if they want to be at the uni for visiting or anything, or I don't know, maybe you want to go and visit that area. I do because my sister lives there. Yeah, go and stay at Paul's. A gorgeous 2-bed cottage. Had a lovely sofa bed in the living room, so my 2 daughters that were with us decided that they didn't want to sleep together and that they would, it was just roasting hot, it was far too warm. So one slept upstairs in the spare bedroom and one slept downstairs in the sofa bed in the living room, which was perfect, so there was no fighting. And we got to see lots of my niece and my nephew, and my girls got to see lots of their cousins, and we spent many a long night sitting in the garden putting the world to rights. Lots of Pims and goodness knows what else were consumed, and lots of yummy food, and it's just so nice to have somebody else do the cooking. So yeah, we had a very lovely time. Went to visit Harry Potter Studios. Not a huge Harry Potter fan, but the girls are. So again, something else I would thoroughly recommend was the Harry Potter Studios, because it was just fab. As I say, I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but I really, really enjoyed seeing that. What else did we do? Lots of chilling out. We seem to be busy pretty much every day, but we went to Rutland Water. They have an aqua assault course there. I obviously, because I had the pup, had to stand at the edge. It was a shame, you know, that I couldn't take part, but there we go. So yeah, I stood at the edge and watched. Pup managed a wee paddle and thoroughly enjoyed it. And the kids and my sister and her husband went on that, so yeah, they all had a ball. I came home early from Rutland, went and visited one of my sister's friends who's a beautician, and treated myself to a lovely facial, so there we go. That was the closest I came to water in my face, was when she was washing it, which suits me just fine. So yeah. Now back to reality with a great big bang. My house looks as if we've been burgled, and that's just with all the stuff that's lying about it since we came back from holiday. Okay, right, I'll stop wittering and let you know what I've done. So you've got your 2 pieces here, which I have cut down, so they're just 2/8 shy of the width of the fold. I've done that the whole way in, just using up some DSP, and I think that looks nice. It's all nicely coordinated, so that's going to look like that when it comes out of the envelope, and then when it's sitting up, opens out a bit and you'll be able to see all the nice DSP. Now, I need to put a wee sentiment or something on the front here, so I'm going to go back to my favourite punch of all time at the moment, which you'll probably be absolutely bored senseless of me using. I don't care because it's just great, and it's this one here, the Elegantly Said one. I'm going to do the same as I did on that card there. I'm going to punch. Just excuse me a second, I'm going to... I'm not. I'm going to shout at one of my dogs who decided to jump on top of the hot tub lid. Teddy! No! No, no. It's not a trampoline, baby. I know the trampoline used to sit there, but that's not a trampoline. You'd get a terrible fright if you jumped on top of that. And then sunk down into... So yeah, as I say, I've got 3 dogs. I've got 2 big Labradoodles, and then we've got the guide dog puppy. And they're all out prowling about in the garden because I think we're all a bit too warm tonight. There we go. So I've done 2 just straight punches, and I'm going to put a nice sentiment on here, and then I am going to just sit one on top of the other, tie a little bit of ribbon round or a little bit of twine round, and just pop that kind of there, and that will look really, really nice and pretty. So here we go. Where's my ink? I did have it sitting here. Here we are. This craft desk is a mess as well. I don't know. It's as if somebody's been in my house and has stirred it all while I've been away. but then I maybe just left it in a mess before I went away. That's probably more likely. So the sentiments I'm using are from Pansy Patch, which is in the annual catalogue. And the Pansy Patch, I should have used those papers actually because they're really nice. But the Pansy Patch papers are one of the ones that are on the 15% off, as are these ones here, which I can't remember the name of those ones. Give me 2 seconds, I will get my annual catalogue up and I will tell you. I'm terrible. My memory is just short when it comes to names. I'm just about getting the hang of what things are, and then the catalogues change. It's an age thing, definitely an age thing. Right, excuse me, I'm sticking to it. So that is the hand-penned designer series paper, and it is in the 15% off. So this sentiment says, wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. That's nice to give to a friend or something, and it could be just a thinking of you card, or it could be, I'm doing this as a birthday card. There we go, that's that there. And then just before we stick something on, I'm going to just put a wee sentiment just in the middle here. You could put a piece of white paper over the top of that just to make it a matte. I'm not going to, just purely because I'm trying to keep this as easy as possible. But oh, I'm getting ink all over the place. Right, watch this. This is where I end up getting ink all over what I'm stamping on. So happy birthday, and I'm just going to pop that there in the middle. Dead simple. There we go. So that'll be on the back. I'll wipe that up later. Right, so a little bit of wet glue here, get some Tombow. Pop a wee bit on there. I need to do some school uniform shopping this week. I've only got one child left at school now, which makes me feel incredibly old. She's going into 5th year. I don't know what that is in English terms. I struggle with that when my sister talks about what years her children are in, because you start at year 1, or you start at reception and then you work your way through, whereas we start again when we go to high school, start in 1st year again. I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals on there, and I have them on my desk. Here they are, I put them under there. Now, I'm really stingy with my dimensionals. I know people will generally put, you know, more on, but oh, you can hear Jessie crying. What are you crying for? Nope, that's perfect. So 4 dimensionals, that'll be enough, and a little bit. These are the Simply Elegant trim that comes in the Simply Elegant suite, which I know I have completely scunnered you with. I don't care, I love it. The gold and the silver. I'm sticking to silver, the same as I did with the last one. I don't know, gold seems to suit the Simply Elegant suite really, really well, so I can use this with other things, but you could use whatever you had, I suppose. Depends, I suppose, on what you use, and then you want to coordinate with it. Now, you can all have a laugh at me trying to tie a bow. I'm hopeless at it. It took me ages to do the one for the... In fact, I probably haven't even given myself enough twine to tie a bow. Shows you how shocking I am at it. So at this stage, that's when you say, oh, I'm just going to make this a nice random knot, and just leave some bits trailing, and I don't know if this stuff would even curl. Let's try it. This is an experiment. Oh, there you go. That's quite pretty, I suppose. It's a bit different. There you go. Not really quite what I meant to do, but hey ho. I'm sure you're all better at tying bows than I am. I'm just big, fat, clumsy fingers. So that will go on to the front of the card, so that the wider part of it, like so, and that is us, and that is how easy that card is. Now that should Let's just try it. I bet you this doesn't work. That should fit into this envelope. Well, it will do, but I think what I'd have to do is maybe take the tiniest wee sliver off the end of it, just to make it, but it would go in. But it would go in a lot easier if it was just a tiny sliver less wide. But you see what I mean. So it's going to go into that envelope. It's going to lie nicely in there. And that'd be a lovely card for somebody. Just nice and simple and easy to make. Anybody could do one of them. Alrighty, hope you've enjoyed this. As I say, I try and get a wee video out every Sunday evening, just to keep in with everybody and say hi. I'm trying to increase my YouTube followers, so if I could ask you to please like, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel and press the bell, and that will give you reminders of when I come up, and just give us a watch. And if you could possibly share my channel with crafty friends, I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to boost some numbers, and that would be great. Okay, I look forward to speaking to you and seeing you again, and I'll leave it for that just now. Thank you, bye bye.